Okay, in today's card I'm going to be using a layered stencil that I did get at Michael's. It looks like it's 4 layers. It's pretty easy to use. These are the inks I'm going to be using. Tim Holtz Distress inks are the ones that I have the most of. I will list all the inks and their names listed in the description below or maybe on the screen. We're going to start with the first layer. This card is kind of filled with a few mistakes I made because I actually did not end up using any of the purple inks. My plan was to use the background is purple, but for some reason I grabbed the yellows, the mustard seed and the fossilized amber. I didn't realize that until I was like, oh, what was I going to do with the purple? So I decided to go ahead and make it more of a sunset with the moon in it. So, and then when I realized I did that, I was like, oh no. But I went ahead and went with it. I wasn't going to start over. A mistake's a mistake. It happens. I did do the fence with the twisted Citron. So I decided I was going to pull out 2 new colors, which I ended up pulling out the Forest Moss and the Scored Timber to do my moon. They're green tones, but I figured with the sun going down and the moon coming up, reflections, that was my thought process on that. And plus those were some of the darkest colors I had that were not black. This is stencil number 3 that we're using here. I'm just going to remove this stencil, see how it looks. It did not fit my cardstock, so I did have to use Post-it note tape to hold that down. Again, I have no nails, so it's so hard to get everything up. That looks good. Okay, now we're going in, this may be stencil number 3. Again, I'm trying to line it up, getting it there. I had it right there. Oh, and then I slipped. I'm using Forest Moss and the Scored Timber to do my moon. I'm using the Archival black ink here. I'm using a pretty light hand because the bird is also going to be black, so whenever I get there I will use a heavier hand on that one. I do clean my stencils after each use. I don't let them set because if I do, I will stick my arm in it, my hand in it, and get it all over me. I'm really bad about sticking my fingers in the ink pad, and you can see I mess up there too. So there's the second mistake I made on this card. Okay, now we're coming in with, this is stencil number 4. Trying to line this up. This one wasn't too hard to line up. Now this one I do go in with a heavier hand, go over it a lot more. I use my pokey tool to hold down the little branches because it kept slipping up like it did on the fence. And then I stuck my finger in the ink pad as usual. Sometimes I go to work with black ink underneath my fingers and it looks like dirt, but it's ink. The life of a crafter. Okay, oh, that looks so good. Even though the yellow was not my intention, it turned out great. I did point out where the stencil slipped on the fence. Here I pulled some of the paper from the Scrapbook.com Halloween collection for this year. Die cut that. I used that little bitty piece of tape to hold it down. As you can see on the bottom card, that little bitty piece of tape I used to hold it down was not enough. I should have put more tape down because my die slipped. And voila, totally slipped. Totally missed that whole bottom half. I didn't think inking it would do any good because then the fence doesn't go all the way down. So I decided, let's pull some more paper, pull some more dies, and let's fix this because I did not want to do it over. A mistake's a mistake. Joys of being a crafter. If you make a mistake, you can just cover it up. Nobody's the wiser. Now I thought, well, maybe I should try to get it to match one top with the bottom. I didn't really like that too much. I'm still thinking about it. Do I like it? No, let's not do that. Okay, so I am going to double layer this up because Needs to be thicker. Oh, there's another mistake I made. My die slipped. I didn't learn the first time to tape it down. So let's do it again. Because I was cutting the backers with just some scrap white cardstock. But that won't be seen, so it won't really matter. And I might as well go ahead and do that one, even though I do not use both of them. Okay, I can't decide on the sentiment I would like to use, so I decided to go ahead and stamp 2. And we'll see which one I like better. I do use the Archival ink to stamp these. I'm a double stamper. It just looks so crisp when you do it that way. And the more you use your stamps, the better they stamp. That is so true. I've learned that. Okay, and I did cut out again another layer of both dies, just gluing those together. Here comes Mr. Pig to do his job, holding down the pieces for me. Okay, I bring the card back in. Okay. Spooky season, that looks good, and it also covers up the ink smudge on the fence, which next time if I use this die, I will probably use some pixie spray. I have pixie spray when I first started, but I never really got in the habit of using it. But I didn't do very many stenciling other than one layer stenciling, so maybe that's why. But now that I'm getting into the multi-layer stenciling, I may have to use that. Start using the pixie spray. I tried the boo, didn't really care for the boo because it didn't cover up enough of the boo-boo I made there. Let's see, I'm liking that, so let's go with that. I just go ahead and I glue that one down because I'm going to pop up the little banner. Glue him down. If you notice, I use scrap cardstock to make all my background. No need to use new cardstock if you've got scraps. I don't always have scraps because I'm really bad at not keeping my scraps. Now that I'm into more die cutting, I may start keeping it more, even if it's messed up. If one side's good, even if both sides are bad, if you use it for layering, it shouldn't matter. Mr. Piggy, holding it down. He was a little butt heavy on that one. He almost tipped over. Okay, I decided to put the boo inside the card, which I don't normally put anything inside my cards. I need to start doing that. The paper prairie person, I like her, Amy R. She always puts stuff inside her cards, and I like that. I may start doing that. And there we go. I got it down. Looks good. You can barely see all the mistakes, except for here's another mistake. I did not put the layered die on there straight. As you can tell, it's a little crooked, but other than that, here's my Halloween card, and I only have one more card left until the end of my Halloween series. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, thank you so much.